Alright fans, to close out the first hour tonight, it's the Psychodelix, the Snarl Tag Team Champions, the Freak and the Wild Thing Wayne Tague, taking a brief break from their feud with the Guns Brothers to tussle with the Koloffs, Ivan and Nikita of the Red Star Confederation.
The following non-title tag team contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, from the former Soviet Union, at a combined weight of 570 pounds, Ivan and Nikita Koloff, the Red Star Confederation.
The Koloffs opting to leave Nikolai Volkov backstage tonight, and I suppose the Russian Bear and the Russian Nightmare believe that they've got this one nailed down before the bells even run, and that might be a hasty decision. Not that I'm complaining that they won't have Volkov assisting from ringside, but they're not doing it out of any noble reasons or out of the kindness of their hearts. The Freak and the Wild Thing have only banged heads with Red Star Confederations once before, and it's been a long time between visits.
But this being a non-title matchup, I don't think the Freak and the Wild Thing are overly concerned.
Their opponents accompanied by Sylvia Strong at a combined weight of 477 pounds. They are Rwl Sn Rl Tag Team Champions, the Freak and Wild Thing Wayne Tague, the Psychodelix. Sylvia's just a bit on edge and has been for the last few days, wondering if, when, and how American powers will decide whether AP has chosen her or NJ Ferrantino as their future manager of record. Patty Powers and Liberty Bell Danielle have stated their decision will be made tonight. And of course, I'm hoping it's gonna be Sylvie. What a big-time feather in the cap. That would be for the Stronghold, already right with championship gold.
Whoever gets them is going to be real happy at the end of the day. It's going to be Nikita Koloff and the Freak starting us off here. Once more, referee Willie Johnson sounds the bell. They come center ring. They lock it up. The Freak with a kick to the midsection of Nikita Koloff. Nikita locks him up. Hip toss to the Freak. A shot right to the top of the head. The Russian Nightmare drives a knee into the arm of the Freak. Nikita Koloff goes behind, effortless German suplex to the Freak. The Freak back up on his feet with a quick jab, a slap across the chest, a hard right, and a drop kick to the knee. Down goes Nikita Koloff. The Freak rounds him up, tosses him by his throat towards the corner. The Freak moves back in on Nikita Koloff. The Russian Nightmare taken up for a big time scoop slam from the Freak. That took some power. A counter kick from Nikita Koloff. The Freak dodges it, but gets taken down into a crossface just about center ring. Referee Willie Johnson checking out the situation here, but the Freak quickly getting himself out of trouble. Back up to a standing position, charges, misses with the punch. Delivers a kick instead. Locks up Nikita Koloff, whips him to the ropes. Big time hard right takes Nikita Koloff down. Here's a cover and a hook of the leg. One, and only just a one. Nikita Koloff getting that right shoulder up real quick. A stomp to the shoulder. The Freak steps out, and here comes Wild Thing Wayne Tague as Sylvia Strong looks on. Tague locks up with Nikita Koloff. Quickly slips out the back door, delivers a headbutt to the Russian Nightmare. Nikita back up on his feet. Wild Thing locks him up, pitches him over the top rope out onto the floor. Wild Thing rolls on out. Nikita misses with the drop kick. Rounds up the Wild Thing in a front cradle. Slams him down hard. Referee Willie Johnson already counting Sylvia Strong. Got to be biting her nails a little bit here as a clothesline from the Wild Thing. Wild Thing Wayne Tague locked up by Nikita Koloff, driven into the apron. Wild Thing counters with a kick. A hard right. Nikita locks him up, drives him into the barricade. A hard right from the Russian Nightmare, who decides to take it back inside the ring and allow Willie Johnson to continue counting Wild Thing Wayne Tague. Wild Thing rolls himself back inside. A kick, a left, and a headbutt from the Russian Nightmare. Down goes the Wild Thing. And here comes the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff. Wild Thing Wayne Tague catches a vague shoulder tackle. Ivan Koloff Rounds up the Wild Thing over the shoulder. Wild Thing slips behind. Inverted DDT slams him down by the back of his head. Here comes the Freak on the tag. Ivan Koloff charges, delivers a clothesline. A hard right spins the Freak around. He's got him up. The Freak quickly counters, delivers a jab, rebounds off the middle rope. Nice crossbody from the Freak. And here comes the Wild Thing again. Boy, these teams, man, they love to tag frequent and tag often. Wild Thing Wayne Tage flipping over the Russian Bear. And into a rear chin lock. Willie Johnson watching things, but the Russian Bear finds his way out, and Nikita Koloff came to the rescue too. Whoa! Spinning clothesline that misses the mark. Wild Thing slips out, delivers a kick to the knee, delivers a drop kick to the back of the Russian Bear. Ivan Koloff trying to get to a standing position, but the Wild Thing right there delivers a beautiful DDT, dropping Ivan Koloff right on the crown of his head. And here comes the Freak again. What a brilliant strategy the Freak and the Wild Thing got. A series of elbows into the leg of the Russian Bear. Man, like 5 of them. Okay. The Freak takes himself all the way topside, waiting for the Russian Bear to stand himself on up. But Nikita Koloff shoves him down. Now Ivan Koloff locked up by the Freak. Hard Irish whip to the ropes. A duck under. And he tried for the hard shot, wound up getting a different shot, and wound up going into a sleeper hold on Ivan Koloff. Ivan Koloff counters with a jawjacker that backs off the Freak. Koloff back up to a standing position, locks up the Freak. Hard whip to the ropes. Head-on collision with no result. A hard right that spins Koloff around. The Freak has him up, but countered into a bulldog by the Russian Bear. A running kick. Before the Freak could even stand himself on up, Ivan Koloff covers one, but only one. And barely just one, too. The Freak locked up by the Russian Bear. Escorted towards the opposing team's corner, head first into the turnbuckle he goes. And here comes Nikita Koloff, the Russian Nightmare on the tag. The Freak rolls himself back inside the ring, locks up Nikita Koloff, catches a knee to the midsection, and quickly taken down into a crossface. Again, the referee checking things out, but the Wild Thing coming to the rescue here, but doesn't need to. The Freak gets himself out of danger all by himself. Locks up Nikita Koloff. Hard right hand takes him down the canvas. As the Freak steps out, tags in Wild Thing Wayne Tage. Nikita Koloff makes his way back inside the ring, misses with the rising knee. Wild Thing goes behind. Look at this. Full Nelson bomb from Wild Thing Wayne Tage. A move we don't see him do too often. Wild Thing Wayne Tage showboating on the apron. How many times have I warned you people about this? Now he's going to pay for it, catching beats of the program from Nikita Koloff. And 10 punches from Nikita Koloff across the chest is no joke. Down goes Wild Thing Wayne Tage. As the Russian Nightmare decides to step out and tag in the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff. Wild Thing rolls himself back in, misses with the clothesline. Nikita Koloff goes behind. Rear headbutt. Rounds him up and just Beals tosses him halfway across the ring. Ivan Koloff with a nice hip toss on the Wild Thing. They lock up. The power of the Russian Bear. Military press into a knee, into the gut for the Wild Thing. The Russian Bear opting to step out. Here comes the Freak. Fresh partners all the way around as Nikita Koloff is brought in on the tag. The Freak locked up by Nikita Koloff up over the shoulders in a fireman's carry position. Taken to the corner. Snake eyes head first into the turnbuckle. Down goes the Freak. Nikita Koloff pitches him out of the corner alley-oop style. And now drives a knee into the arm of the Freak. And no doubt Sylvia Strong a little bit concerned as the Freak gets back to a standing position, delivers a kick to the Russian Nightmare. And a series of kicks to the ribs and a forearm. The Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff laid out center ring. The Freak rounds him back up, locks him up. Escorts him towards the corner. Hit first into the turnbuckle. Goes the Russian Nightmare, and here comes the Wild Thing on the tag. Here comes a double team from the Psychodelix. Nikita Koloff, center ring. Assisted missile shoulder by Wild Thing. And Wild Thing Wayne Tage about to take himself to the top turnbuckle. Here comes Ivan Koloff trying to spoil the party. and succeeds in doing so. Both men down just about center ring. Both men get to a standing position. Trying to get to a standing position, excuse me. Nikita Koloff rounded up by the Wild Thing. Backbreaker. Hard knee across the back. And a rolling elbow across the chest. Wild Thing goes for the cover, hooks the leg, one. And barely just a one. The Russian Nightmare powering out pretty easy. Wayne Tague locks up Nikita Koloff. Escorts him to the corner by the scruff of his neck. Head first into the turnbuckle. Here comes the Freak. Another double team from the Psychodelix as they both slam him hard into the corner. And he rebounds out. The Freak taking over for his team. Beating his feet on the Mississippi Miller. Nikita Koloff already bleeding. As the Freak whips him to the corner. Follows it up with a beautiful running punch. Nikita misses. Catches a spear from the Freak. The Freak covers, hooks the leg. Ivan Koloff right there to break it up. Nikita Koloff struggling to get to a standing position. The Freak's waiting for him. He's there on the outside apron. Here's the charge, but no good. Nikita Koloff quick with the counter. Not even Wild Thing Wayne Tague could stop that one. Nikita Koloff makes his way back inside. Locks up the Freak. Takes him towards the ropes. Nikita Koloff. Hard whip for the Freak. Swing and a miss from the Freak. A counter rebound from Koloff and a beautiful clothesline that spins the Freak around. Nikita Koloff locks up the Freak, escorts him to the Russian Confederation's corner. Head first into the turnbuckle. He goes. Here comes Ivan Koloff on the tag. Here comes another double team from the Red Stars. Double axe handle across the arm of the Freak. Ivan Koloff whips the Freak towards the rope. The Freak quick with the counter and a quick jab. Locks up Ivan Koloff. He's got him up. Slams him right back down. Nicely done by the Freak. The Snarl Tag Team Champions looking pretty confident right now in this non-title tag team matchup with the Red Star Confederation. The Freak comes on out. Nikita Koloff misses with the shoulder, connects with a kick. The Freak quickly taking him down. And oh man, Nikita Koloff catching a serious beatdown at the hands of the Freak. The Freak moves in. A series of headbutts right to the already busted open head of the Russian Nightmare. And the tides are beginning to turn here as the Psychodelix start to pull away. Nikita Koloff rolled back inside the ring. The Freak in hot pursuit decides to step out. Here comes Wild Thing Wayne Tague. Nikita Koloff catches the tag from the Russian Bear. Running kick from Wild Thing Wayne Tague. Tague rounds him up. Nice DDT. Dropped him right on the top of that big old bald head. Wild Thing locks up Nikita, catches the knee to the midsection. The Russian Nightmare with a short arm clothesline takes him down, goes for an immediate cover. 1, 2. On near fall, Wild Thing getting the left shoulder up real quick. A counter kick from Wild Thing Wayne Tague takes Nikita Koloff down. Nikita rounded up again, catches the knee to the midsection. Nikita Koloff, hard whip to the far corner for Wild Thing Wayne Tague, counters it into a quick DDT. Didn't even see that one coming. Nikita rolls out to the floor. Wild Thing slips out of the ring. Takes himself a little walk towards where Nikita's at. Gathers him back up. Look at this. Whoa! Nice suplex from Wild Thing Wayne Tague. The Wild Thing rolls himself back inside the ring. Willie Johnson counting the Russian Nightmare. Nikita Koloff couldn't try and go after the Freak. Probably not a good idea. Takes himself back inside the ring. A clothesline from Wild Thing Wayne Tague takes him down to the canvas. A clubbing right across the back of the head. Nikita Koloff caught up in another suplex from Wild Thing. And Sylvia Strong might be feeling a little bit better about it all. Wayne Tague rounds up Nikita Koloff. Kick to the midsection. Tries for the DDT, but Nikita Koloff wise to that trick. A series of shots to the midsection. Tries for the neck breaker, but no good. A running kick from the Wild Thing takes Nikita Koloff down to the canvas. Wow, this one's been frenetic. Running forearms from Wild Thing Wayne Tague. Winds up the arm. But this right here, whoa. That was a wild little suplex right there from the Wild Thing. Rolls him over, goes for the cover, hooks the leg. 1, 2. But only a 2. Oh, man. Get up. Wild Thing Wayne Tague rounds up Nikita Koloff. A hard forearm. Nikita Koloff locks up Wild Thing. Has him up over the shoulder. Wild Thing, quick with the counter and an inverted DDT. All he had to do was shift his weight. Here comes the Russian Bear on the tag. Wild Thing right there ready to greet him. Rounds him up by the trunks, hangs him up over the top rope. Ouch. And here comes the Freak on the tag. Again, Red Star Confederation starting to lose control of this one real quick. The Freak whips him to the corner. Ivan Koloff catches a hard right from the Freak. Off the middle ropes, a beautiful clothesline, one of the Freak's favorite moves. Here's a cover. 1, 2, and almost a 3, but the Russian Bear getting that left shoulder up just in time. As the Freak has to go back to work here. There he goes, showboating on the apron again. The Freak rounds him up, hard forearm, takes him down to the canvas again. And here comes Wild Thing Wayne Tate one more time. The Psychodelix in firm control at the moment. Elbow to the top of the head from the Wild Thing. A running DDT. Takes Ivan Koloff down to the mat. Wild Thing going for a quick cover, but Nikita Koloff right there to break it up before even the count of 1. Ivan Koloff with a hard right. Wild Thing whipped over the top rope out onto the floor. Gets himself back up to a standing position. Gonna take himself the long way back inside. Ivan Koloff in hot pursuit goes behind on the Wild Thing. Trap squeeze blocking the flow of blood to the brain of the Wild Thing. And oh man, he's already sunk to his knees. His arms are already gone limp and down he goes. That trap squeeze working very effectively for the Russian Bear. Ivan Koloff rounds up the Wild Thing, a series of chops across the chest. Sets him up. Nice one-arm suplex from the Russian Bear. Koloff rounds up the Wild Thing. Has him up over the shoulders. But again, the Wild Thing just shifting his weight, delivering an inverted DDT to the Russian Bear. Wild Thing rounds up Ivan Koloff, a hard right, and a spinning clothesline that takes the Russian Bear down the floor. Wild Thing back inside the ring, going after Nikita too. Willie Johnson still counting the Russian Bear. Nikita Koloff counters, stuns the Wild Thing. Ivan Koloff is still laid out. The Wild Thing going to break the count, go after him, but Nikita Koloff protecting his Uncle Ivan. As the Wild Thing rolls back in, goes after Nikita one more time. The Russian Bear finally up to a standing position. Wild Thing Wayne Tate out there on the apron with Nikita Koloff and drops him right on the apron. Here comes Ivan Koloff with a shoulder tackle. Takes the Wild Thing down on the outside. Ivan Koloff with a leg scissor stomp to the Wild Thing. Flips him over. And we're getting further and further away from the ring as the referee continues to count. Wild Thing Wayne Tate rounded up by the Russian Bear, who has decided he's going to take himself back towards the ring. Nikita Koloff finally back up on his feet. Wild Thing still being counted by Willie Johnson. Hard right to the back from Nikita. The Freak going after Ivan Koloff. Not even legal in the ring, but what the hell. Up over the shoulders goes Ivan Koloff. Deposited head first against the turnbuckle. Ivan rolls himself on out. The Freak gonna roll out after him. Goes behind. Gets rolled back inside the ring by the Russian Bear. The Freak is still laid out. They lock up. Two-handed choke lift from the Russian Bear, but countered into an arm drag by Wild Thing Wayne Tate. A running clothesline from the Wild Thing takes Ivan Koloff down. Koloff rounded back up. The arm wound up by the Wild Thing. Oh, wow, what a beautiful slam from Wild Thing Wayne Tate. Rolls him over, goes for the cover, and hooks the leg 1, 2, but Nikita Koloff right there to break it up and save the match for his team. Wild Thing rebounds off the rope, delivers a leg drop to the throat of the Russian Bear. Ivan Koloff rounded up again by the Wild Thing. Counters with a series of elbows to the midsection. And this match has gone on for quite some time with no sign of a pin or a submission. Kick to the midsection from the Russian Bear. Clubbing overhand right to the Wild Thing. Wild Thing counters with a shot of his own. Locks up Nikita Koloff, gets him by the scruff of the neck, slams his head into the turnbuckle in the Psychodelix corner. Here comes the Freak on the tag, and here comes another double team. Oh, 3D, Dudley Death Drop. A page out of the Dudley Boys playbook. Down goes Nikita, down goes Ivan, the Freak standing tall center ring. Alex will take himself up to the top turnbuckle with 2 minutes to go in this matchup. This one ran a bit longer than I anticipated. The Freak takes down Nikita Koloff, turns his attention back to Ivan Koloff, but decides to take himself back into the ring instead. The Russian Bear follows him on in. Locks up, catches a kick to the midsection from the Freak. They lock it up again. Hard Irish whip to the ropes for the Russian Bear. A duck under from the Freak, and a hard shot to the midsection for Ivan Koloff. The Freak winds him up, wrist clutch, clothesline, going for a quick cover here. Nikita Koloff breaking it up right there. Sylvia Strong absolutely going nuts. Knowing full well we ain't got a whole lot of time left. Big Tom missed with the crossbody from the Freak. Wild Thing catches a clothesline to the back of the head from Ivan Koloff. A suplex from the Russian Bear on Wild Thing Wayne Tate. The Freak trying to get himself involved here. Whips Ivan Koloff to the ropes. Delivers a hard shot to the midsection and a spinning kick that takes him down. A series of headbutts from the Freak to Ivan Koloff. With less than a minute to go, something got to give here. The Freak rounds up Ivan Koloff. Ivan counters with a series of elbows to the midsection of the Freak. The Freak counters with a hard right. Koloff counters with a kick and a clothesline that takes the Freak down, follows it up with a kick to the chest. The Russian Bear rounds him up, clubbing overhand right to the Freak. The Russian Bear with another leg scissor stomp takes the Freak down. Here we go. Ivan Koloff heading topside with seconds left to go. A driving knee into the chest of the Freak. Here we go with a cover and a hook of the leg. 1, 2, but Wild Thing Wayne Tate breaks it up. 5 seconds to go. I don't think we're going to get a winner in this one. And no, we don't.
The time limit has elapsed. The referee declares a time limit draw.
Well, that's that. Another team able to get the job done here. A total failure to launch. That takes care of the first half of tonight's Snarl. We'll be back with the second hour right after the break.